What's his name? Him or her? Her.
Huh?
What's her name?
Bella.
Huh?
Bella.
Bella?
All right, ma'am, you just had to evacuate from the building, is that correct?
Yes.
Can you describe your experience?
Yeah, my experience is this building, I think the landlord need to do something about it because we have a lot of issue in this building. The firefighter come early morning at 2. They say there is a fire in the building, but we don't know what's going on.
You mentioned it was at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, in the morning, 2 o'clock.
And describe the process, how you guys had to evacuate. Did you see anybody injured or anything like that?
No, they just say the people have to come out for now so they can see what's going on in the building. Everybody's outside waiting.
And is this the first time you've seen a carbon monoxide incident in this building, ma'am?
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen people coming outside, my experience, but usually we have a different issue in the building. For my experience, is the landlord need to do something about it because we have a lot of issue. The water last time, the firefighter came because there was a leaking from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor. Yeah.
So you're saying that a building with chronic issues.
Yes. We always get something, always. Always we get water leaking, the pipe, hot water. It's a different issue. I think they need to take something about it. Yeah.
You mentioned you did not see anybody injured.
No.
And anything else you'd like to say, ma'am?
Yeah, I just want to say that if the city can help us about the building because we think about this issue happen all the time. Might be worried one day something serious coming to the building.
Is this a NYCHA building?
Huh?
Is this a NYCHA building, housing authority?
No, it's a management building.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Would you like to give your name, first name, last name?
Mariama Ba.
And can you spell it?
Mariama Ba B-A-H.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
No problem. Thank you.
Yep. Tell me about the experience of how you had to evacuate.
So I woke up by somebody knocking on my building very hard and loudly. I was like, what's going on? I was gonna pressure the cop, like, or the officer or whoever it was saying was.
They told you had to evacuate. What went through your head?
What went through my head was I had to get everybody up and make everybody evacuate from the building. Well, from my house first, because they were all sleeping.
Including your dog right here.
Including my dog. And we all just left, and now we're just out here cold, waiting to see what's happening. We're not even being informed of what's going on.
So from what we've heard, it's a carbon monoxide poisoning, a gas leak of sorts. Did you smell any gas or anything?
I smelled something when I got home from work at 12. I was wondering what was that. So then I just remained calm, and then later on during the night they knocked on my door, and they were telling me that it was carbon monoxide being leaked.
And how long have you been waiting out here?
I have like 40 minutes now waiting outside. Yeah.
Have you seen anything like this before in this building?
No, I haven't seen anything like this before, but I've seen many things that happen in the building.
Some of the neighbors mentioned there were some chronic issues with this building, maintenance and such.
Like, yes, there's a lot of problems in this building, such as like cleaning. There's a lot of animals that's rodents. Like, they're not even rats no more. They're like the size of cats.
Wow.
In this building. There's no cleaning within the hallways or nothing. It always smells, and there's just no help for the people that live here.
So did this carbon monoxide poisoning situation surprise you at all?
Yes, it surprised. I mean, it didn't surprise me at all. There's always a problem with this building, but they should automatically fix what's going on with this building.
Anything else you'd like to say?
I just hope that they fix the building with everything that all the people are telling about what is wrong. But no, it seems like the landlord are doing is not doing nothing for what we actually.
Would you like to give your name, full name, and can you spell it?
My name is Percy Baca. Do you want me to spell it? PERCYBACA.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Could you describe the experience of your evacuation and what happened?
It was like about 3:45 in the morning. They started banging on the door, said that there was a carbon monoxide exposure in the area. I definitely smelled it, like maybe either yesterday coming home earlier or the day before. I mean, I've called 311 several times. I've had several different complaints. A lot of us don't have carbon monoxide detectors in the apartments, and we're living like this. If it was a situation where there was poisoning or something like that, definitely a bunch of us don't have those things in the apartment building. I mean, there have been reports, there have been complaints about the way that we're treated here, the way that we have to live like this, and this is just a product of that. You know, it's a product of it. Like, there's no reason for the fire department shouldn't have told me that I had a carbon monoxide leak in the area. I should have already known that because we should have the detectors in the building. I mean, this is a family-oriented building. The majority of us here have children and, you know, elderly that live here.
Did you hear any alarms go off or anything?
Nothing. Not until the fire department knocked on my door.
And what went through your head when they told you about this carbon monoxide situation?
The first thing that I thought was the third complaint that I had from 311 where they showed up and they were like, you still don't have a carbon monoxide detector. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Like, thank God somebody came and knocked on the door because that's a silent killer.
Were you worried about yourself or any family members or anything?
I mean, I'm just here by myself, but like I said, the majority of us in the apartments are family oriented. They have generations here, grandmothers, aunts, uncles, babies, children. Like, every apartment here is in most cases filled with a family. Like, so I wasn't I was personally understanding that it was a situation where it's not just like, whatever, you can just leave your apartment and come back in. Obviously, people have children and stuff like that.
And, did you see anybody injured in this carbon monoxide?
Not yet, but, obviously that's a prolonged effect. You could have situations where sicknesses and things develop in the next couple of weeks because of the exposure to it. So,
and how many people would do you notice that have evacuated?
This is pretty much all the entire building. I think there's 7 apartments per floor and there's 7 floors. So that's everybody. But again, family-oriented building. The majority of the apartments here have children and elderly in it, most of them.
And, anything else you'd like to add, sir?
This is nothing new for us here. Like, you know what I'm saying? This apartment building has a history of slumlord tactics. They have a history of neglect. They have a history of shoddy work, covering things up just to get by so that obviously they don't have a serious complaint. But, at some point in time, somebody could really get hurt. And this is one of those situations where a regulated building that has been upkept, renovated, taken care of, might have saved somebody's life. If the cops, if the fire department didn't show up from the readings on the street, I know I wasn't going to know in my apartment building because I don't have a carbon monoxide detector, which is in my lease and is city requirement for New York City for all apartment buildings, especially ones that have family and elderly. So,
I'd like to give your name, full name, and can you spell it?
William Hurd, last name Hurd, Heard, is 1750. I live in apartment 2K.
Thank you very much, William.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, ma'am, you live in this building. Describe your experience of what happened.
Let's see. At about 3:30 a.m., I heard a double beep every few seconds, and I'm a pretty light sleeper, so I thought it might be something in my house.
A beep?
Like a double beep. So I'm immediately thinking, what in the world is that? I'm trying to find it, and then at 3:37 they pulled up. I'm right here, so I can see when someone comes and goes. So I watch them walk in. It's nothing new whenever they pull up because they're always here at least once or twice a week for some violation with this building. And from then on, they were just kind of banging on doors. I heard, we have to break the glass and something on the 6th floor. I don't know what it was. And then eventually at 4:35, they came banging on my door saying that we needed to evacuate.
As soon as you heard that, what went through your head?
My reaction was, I hadn't even gone to sleep yet.
Wow.
So
you mentioned
I still
this
have to
was
go to
4
work.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. It's I'm preparing for my shift. I'm a flight attendant. And it's we need a certain amount of rest. And this is very inconvenient to my job. And if they would have done their job properly, whatever is wrong with the carbon monoxide, I'm pretty sure it was preventable.
Yeah, we spoke to a gentleman earlier, mentioned there were no carbon monoxide alarms.
A lot of these buildings do not have carbon monoxide detectors in them. I believe I just got one in mine maybe a year ago. Something was wrong with mine and they finally replaced it. But I've been made aware by my own family that by certain smells and how you're feeling, things like that. So I always keep an eye out, keep my nose open for that. But I'm hoping that even though this is inconvenient for us all, I'm hoping that this leads to inspection after inspection and them giving them as many violations as they should on this building. This is a beautiful, historic Art Deco building that deserves to be renovated and have the work put into it. They just, example, they don't even want to redo the windows because it would cost too much to have the windows redone. So, violation after violation here.
Yeah, you mentioned it's quite a chronic location where a lot of problems you guys experience.
Yeah, this is a beautiful, super historic neighborhood. It's all the other Art Deco buildings are finally getting the work that they need done. It would be nice if we got that done here too. This is a beautiful building. I've been here 12 years. I don't want to leave because it's just, where can you find a beautiful a layout for this building? Where can you find it?
I gotta check out this building now.
You really should.
Did you see anybody hurt or anything? Anyone that treated by an ambulance?
I didn't see anyone treated, thank God, but we have someone who's on crutches here. We have a few elderly people in the building who I'm very glad that we were able to get them out the building, because some of them, like one of my neighbors here, she lives with her older mom, and it's like, what if she wasn't home and she was sleeping?
Yeah.
Like, I live alone, so I'm kind of glad that I was still awake when it happened, because had I been asleep and were in an emergency, I might not have woken up. The silent killer, just,
Oh yeah.
you never really know.
And anything else you'd like to say? Would you like to give your name?
My name is Khadijah Joy, Joye. I live here.
Can you spell your first name?
Khadijah, Khadijah. Last name Joy, Joye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know when you're good, all the settings is right.
All right, sir. Describe what happened, the evacuation and such.
Okay, so basically, there was a gas leak, a major gas leak, I believe, on the side of the building or within the building.
What kind of gas?
That, I'm not really too sure. What you said, baby? Yeah, they didn't really specify what was, the real issue here, but we just know that it was a gas leak, and it's affected the entire building. So we all had to evacuate, which caused a major inconvenience to everybody that lives there. And I think the building itself already has issues as is, so this is like the peak of it right now. I think we need a new building management, and I think we just need someone that could properly take care of the building the right way. We have people that's been living there for about 20 plus years, and this has never happened before, meaning, and I'm speaking for myself, someone that's lived there for a couple of years now, and I think that there just needs to be a change.
We spoke to 3 other folks, and they pretty much said something similar, where this building is a chronic location for all kinds of issues and problems that they don't fix, pretty much.
Yeah, everything is like, as far as building management is concerned, the work that needs to be done is lackadaisical. So it takes weeks, even months, for something to really get done, to see a change. And I don't think that's right. Like we pay rent every month. They demand that. So we would like to see, some fixtures happen at the appropriate time.
And how long have you guys been out here in the cold here?
We've been out here since what, like 4 a.m. 4 a.m. Yeah, 4 a.m.
Wow.
4 a.m. That's when the fire department came on knocking on people's doors, telling us we have to get dressed and leave the building because the gas leak is a major issue. So they don't want any health hazards.
Anything else you'd like to say?
No, not really.
Would you like to give your name, and can you spell it?
Yeah, my name is Wesley Thornton. That's Westley, Thornton, Thornton.
One last thing, did you see anybody injured or anything like that?
Injured? No.
No?
As far as I know, there was no injuries.
Oh, okay. Thanks again, sir.
All right.
Appreciate it.